Hello guys, this is your third lesson of the HTML5 crash course, and in this lesson we're going to be getting set up with our code editor so we can start writing some HTML. Before we get started guys, we need a couple of things. So firstly, you'll need a browser, and most systems already come with a browser. So for Apple, it'd be Safari. For Windows, in my case, it would be Microsoft Edge. But the one I recommend using is Google Chrome. This is because Chrome is by far the most popular in the web community and has outstanding development tools, and it's very quick and easy to use, which the systems I mentioned, such as Microsoft and Safari, don't really have. So after you've chosen your browser guys, we need to pick a text editor. And as for text editors, I'd avoid using old methods such as Notepad, as this doesn't really have many features. There are a ton of different code editors out there, but the one I use the most is VS Code, and that's because VS Code is the most popular among the developer scene. It's free and simple to use. It can support Windows, Linux, and Mac, and I pretty much use VS Code for all my projects now. Alright guys, so we're in Google Chrome, and firstly we'll need to download VS Code, and the way we do this is we go into the search bar and we'll just type download VS Code, just hit enter, and then we'll just click the first link. And you can see here it's already given us the three options of what we can download it on. So we've got Windows, Linux, and Mac. I've got Windows, so I'm just going to click on the Windows link, and then it'll give us a green box saying thanks for downloading. And then all we need to do is just wait for installer, and then we'll just run the installer, and then you just follow the process step by step. So you just hit I accept the agreement, next, and then next again, and then you create a desktop icon, and then run install, and then you just wait for it to install. It shouldn't take longer than a minute. And you just click finish, and once it's completed guys, it should take you to this landing page, and then there's a couple of things you could do on here. So you've got a few customize options, so you can change the color theme. You could change it to red, or you can change it to bright, which is a bit too bright for me, or light, sorry, but a bit too bright, so I'm just going to go back to dark. You can open and create folders. You can see some of my recent work. That's because I'd previously already downloaded VS Code, but uninstalled it for the purposes of this video. So if we go to the sidebar here, we've got a settings button. So if you wanted to change a few more settings, you've got a whole lot of options here. So you can change the font size, you can change the font family, render white space. So you can do a lot more. VS Code has a lot of settings to change, so it's pretty good. Now if we go to the sidebar again, you go on the first tab up here, it's File Explorer. Now when you comprise a website or a web application, it will be on a folder, and this is where you'd be able to open up your folders and access your files so you can edit and create new content. So I'll just demonstrate how that works quickly. So we're inside our Visual Studio Code folder, and then we'll just create a file here, index.html, enter, and then this is where you put all your HTML in and put all your code in. So that's how you'd use File Explorer and make new files. So if we go into the sidebar again and we click in the fifth option, and you can see all the different type of extensions you can download for VS Code, and the one we want is Live Server, so we'll just put Live Server in the search bar, hit enter, and then it'll be the first one, and it kind of has like an icon, like a Wi-Fi icon. Click on it and just wait for it to install, and it should have installed. Now how it works is, let me just close that off. So we'll just generate a boilerplate quickly, and then let's right click and open this up with Live Server, and then we'll just split screen this. Now what Live Server does is when we write new code or change anything in our files, Live Server will just generate the changes automatically, so you'll be able to see all your changes straight away. So let's just demonstrate this quickly with a H1. So let's put in here, this is my website. You can see now in the browser this will automatically change, and if I went down here and added a paragraph with some dummy text, it will make the changes automatically. So a really useful feature, extension that we're going to be using throughout the rest of the course. Now another useful feature within VS Code, works similar to an extension, is Emmet. Now Emmet is built into VS Code, and the way Emmet works is that it helps us write quicker text, and it's really super productive. So instead of having to, like manually write out all the tags, opening and closing tags, with Emmet, if we just write P, for example, you can see the Emmet abbreviation here. Hit tab, and it'll just generate it for us. So it's really quick and efficient. There's a lot more that Emmet could do, and we'll demonstrate this throughout the course. So as well as using Emmet, guys, another way to boost productivity and speed throughout VS Code is VS Code shortcuts. So I'll just show you guys some of the most frequently used shortcuts that I use. So first thing's the command palette, and for Windows it's Ctrl Shift P. For Mac I think it's Command Shift P. So what the command palette does is just a foundational shortcut key within VS Code, and from here you've got access to all the functionality of VS Code, including shortcut keys for the most common operations. So another really useful shortcut key that I use quite often is a duplicate line or up and down, and this really helps with productivity and saves me a lot of time. So as the name sort of implies, you just duplicate lines of code. So just say if you wanted to duplicate this paragraph tag with all the dummy text in it, it's just Shift Alt, you just press down a couple of times. For Mac I think it's Shift Option up and down. Again, really useful for things like list items, or if you just wanted to, instead of repetitively writing out the same code, you could just duplicate it if you need to duplicate it. Another shortcut key I use is move line up or down, and what this does is basically just move any bits of code that you grab up and down the file and put it wherever you like. So let's just say I've got this H1 here, and say move me anywhere, and all this is just Alt up and down, and you can pretty much move this anywhere you like in your file. Then we've got the thing, the multi-selector. So what this does is just perfect for changing code without having to individually change them one by one. So let's just say we wanted to change all these paragraph tags into H3s. So what we do is you just put Ctrl D. You see it's already highlighted it. It's highlighted those two, and it will just keep going on to the next one. So let's just change all these to H3s, and now all of them, all those paragraph tags are now H3s. So I think for Mac it's Command D. So again, another useful shortcut key. Another shortcut key I use often is the line comment, and this is perfect for quickly adding in comments in a specified section of your code. So let's just say we wanted to put a comment in here above there, this is my website, and say in the code that this is my heading. It's just Ctrl// and it will just generate two comment tags for us, and we could just put in here, say this is my heading. And comments don't show on the browser, but I'll be talking about comments in a later video. So another shortcut key I use is toggle sidebar. And this is just a little useful shortcut key for quickly accessing your files. So this is just a Ctrl B, and it will open up the sidebar. And then if you had more files in here, you can go in and out of them pretty quickly. And if you just wanted to close it off, it's just Ctrl B again. For Mac, I think it's Command B. But that's it for this video, guys. So now we're all set with VS Code and our code editor. And now in the next lesson, we'll be creating our first website.